Next on Nightside, mourning a loss. A Springfield high school student killed in a weekend crash.
I love her and I wish we can bring her back.
How family and friends are keeping her memory alive tonight. Then road construction crews in the city of Springfield getting ready to make needed repairs when you'll see them at work and the size of the project they're about to start.
We need to tell them it's okay to be ambitious.
Banning the word bossy, the negative connotations the word has with local kids, and how a national campaign is inspiring them to do more. This is Nightside. Your local news starts now. Good evening, I'm Chantel Middleton. The sudden death of a Springfield high school senior rattling the capital city. 18-year-old Jamaica Green was a passenger in a car that ran into a house late Friday night. She died 2 hours later. ABC News Channel's Rebecca Thurston joins us live. Rebecca, you spoke with her friends and her family. What are they doing to honor her now?
Chantel, dozens of people came out here today to the site of the accident to pay their respects and to be in support of one another. And as they mourn the loss of someone who they say her smile can light up any room. They came by car and they came by foot to pay their respects to 18-year-old Jamaica Green, who passed away early Saturday morning after a car accident.
I came out here to show respect. You know, I'm out here just all day.
Jamaica's sudden death leaves a lot of questions about what happened that night when the SUV carrying 3 teenage girls rammed into a house on East Kansas Street.
All I heard was somebody was speeding. I don't know if it was a she or he. Somebody was speeding and ran into the house.
I was out of town. I got the call and they just told me that she was hurt, so I came home. But I really don't know what happened. I guess they got in a car. I don't know. I can't even tell you.
But family and friends are staying positive, trying to remember Jamaica and keep her memory alive.
To sit out here and talk to her, talk about memories.
Many were too choked up to speak, but those who could find words said Jamaica had the most beautiful smile.
It could make anybody happy, brighten up your day all the time.
That smile was all I remember when I first met her.
Remember Jamaica as a person and how she cared about everybody and she was loving.
As they look back, many say they hope Jamaica's death can serve as a wake-up call for others her age and maybe save the life of someone else.
Don't go out and do anything crazy because she always wants people safe and she'll want you to be in your best being even if she is hurt. And we'll meet her again soon or later.
Jamaica attended both Southeast and most recently Springfield High School, where her family members tell us that she was getting ready to graduate and had plans to go into the Navy. Police tell us that there are still no charges filed for the accident, but it is still under investigation. Live in Springfield, Rebecca Thurston, ABC News Channel.
Rebecca, thank you for that. Funeral arrangements haven't yet been finalized. We'll share those with you as soon as they are. One person is behind bars, but police are still looking for 2 others involved in a home invasion. Champaign police arrested 21-year-old Corey Coleman after he and 2 other men forced their way into a home on Hanover Court around 9 Saturday night. One of the residents, a 29-year-old, was stabbed. A woman there was punched while fighting off the suspects. Those suspects got away with a car but left it and ran on foot once police arrived. The stabbing victim was taken to Carl Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. If you have any information on those suspects, the ones who are still out there, call the Champaign Police Department or Crime Stoppers at 373-TIPS. A man wanted for the armed robbery of a convenience store in South Jacksonville last week is now in jail. Our news partner, WLDS Radio, reports that 21-year-old Sean Fisher was found by police in Decatur Saturday and then brought to the Morgan County Jail. Authorities say on March 17th, Fisher robbed a Circle K gas station at Knife Point. He got away with an undetermined amount of cash. Details on his first court appearance weren't available. Fixing what's broken. The city of Springfield is about to embark on a multi-year, multi-million-dollar project to fix the city's infrastructure, especially the roads. ABC News Channel's Garrett Berger explains the amount of work necessary and how soon you'll see crews on the job.
Bumps, holes, and cracks. They're all part of driving on Springfield streets.
It's horrible.
It's an obstacle course.
That's outrageous, really.
But that could very well change soon for many roads. The city has $27 million in infrastructure bond money to spend this year, and most of it, $21.5 million, will go toward putting down new asphalt overlays. That's 3 times as much money as a normal year, and it will help fix some big problem streets, including North Grand and North 8th, and some concrete work on Cook and Chatham.
We ask people to bear with us. There's going to be traffic issues we have to work through, but it's all worth it at the end because it's going to be making a lot of the necessary improvements that we probably should have done a long time ago.
The work starts Monday as crews begin to prep the surfaces, fix curbs, and handicap accessibility on sidewalks. The actual paving won't begin until at least early April. Then we're in for a busy spring.
Yes, we are, and a very busy summer. But we'll have a nice fall and a nice winter.
After the rough winter that ripped up city streets, a new overlay is just what those streets need.
It couldn't come at a better time.
Instead of just patching and plugging potholes, the streets will be a brand new smooth. That's something drivers are happy to hear.
I can't wait. It'll be wonderful.
All of this won't happen overnight or even in 1 year, but by the end of the program, it should be easy riding on Springfield streets.
Over the course of the next three years, we'll be able to invest enough to get us to where we should be. It's really, in those out years after that, how we maintain that.
In Springfield, Garrett Berger, ABC News Channel.
Garrett, thank you for that. This project isn't limited to streets. $3 million will be spent on sidewalk repairs, alley overlays, and drainage work. Washington has reportedly found a way to forget about the country's problems. Chances are you won't agree with it. That policy is to buy booze, and lots of it. According to spending records, the federal government purchased nearly $1.3 million of alcohol in 2013. That averages out to about $50,000 a month for wine, beer, and liquor. And it's nearly quadruple what the bar tab cost taxpayers in 2005. Our investigative media partner, the Washington Times, has been poring over the figures.
It's not a practice that's slowed down despite the rampant national debt, and it didn't stop when the federal government shut down last year. So more and more government agencies are purchasing more and more liquor.
Get this, the State Department alone blew through $180,000 for liquor right before last year's partial federal government shutdown. For that, the State Department wins this week's Golden Hammer Award. Reporters found that federal agencies like to purchase booze in September for one reason, and for that one reason only. To read about it, head to our website and follow the link to the Washington Times.
I hope you haven't packed up all your winter gear because tomorrow you're going to need to get those snow boots back out. We could see up to an inch of snowfall in some areas. Right now we're looking at mostly clear skies across central Illinois. We'll see that cloud cover start to pick up by about mid-morning tomorrow, and then we'll see cloudy skies ahead of that chance for snow. Also, some frigid temperatures sticking around in the forecast right now in the 20s, about 27 degrees in Springfield, 24 in Champaign, 25 in Decatur, 26 for the Jacksonville area. And temperatures will continue to drop overnight, hitting a low of 18 degrees before warming to only 38 tomorrow. I'll tell you just when that chance for snow will start and exactly how much to expect in your hometown coming up.
Christina, thank you. Still ahead on Night Side, a ban on Bossy, the new campaign that shows why the word can cut kids down and how it's okay for them to be young leaders. Deadly mudslide, the number of people killed in Washington state rising into the evening hours. The difficulties rescue crews are facing as the search for victims continues. Then shocking the shockers, how it happened, and more. NCAA tournament coverage in sports with David Coy. Welcome back. Listen, so many new words are created every day, but what about removing one? Bossy. That's the idea of the National Ban Bossy campaign, which says girls worry more about being called that than being seen as leaders. ABC News Channel's Kim Shine takes a look at the campaign and tells us what it means to girls in East Central Illinois.
Nia Harvey doesn't like the word bossy.
Have you been called bossy before?
Yes.
And how did it make you feel?
Unimportant, really mean.
Strong words from an 11-year-old and the basis behind the National Ban Bossy campaign. Created by Facebook executive Sheryl Sandberg and the Girl Scouts of USA, it's meant to encourage leadership, not judgment.
We need to tell them it's okay to be ambitious.
We need to help them lean in. Words matter.
It's really less of a take action, get out there and wave the banner and the flag for it, and more of a pledge to be careful the way that you use words.
Kovacevic says Girl Scouts research shows girls as young as 2nd grade holding back to fit in. And one University of Illinois student who works with young kids says they often don't like being different.
Difference isn't popular. It's about staying within the realm of normalities or whatever. It could very well be fear, like fear of not being accepted by their peers, because that's pretty big.
Not everyone agrees with the campaign. It's been blasted by some who say banning the word will do nothing and people will just create new ones. But 11-year-old Nia thinks differently.
It's a word that shouldn't be used at all because bossy isn't really just, it's not a meaning, it's just a way to put people down.
In Champaign, Kim Shine, ABC News Channel.
Thank you so much for that, Kim. And the campaign has found that the self-esteem of girls drops 3.5 times more than boys between elementary and high school. If you would like to learn more about Band Bossy, visit our website and click on Web Watch. Okay, so you tried it, you put that coat away, but you will need it again soon. Christina, tell us how soon?
Well, right now, actually, I wouldn't advise heading outside anytime in the near future without a coat, maybe even a scarf and gloves to go along with it. And tomorrow, you're also going to need to pull out those snow boots. We do have a chance of snow in the forecast. I'll tell you how long this cold streak is going to last and just how much snow you can expect coming up after the break. Unseasonably cold temperatures have already started right now, down to 27 degrees in Springfield with clear skies and calm winds. The high today only climbing to 39 degrees. Compare that to a normal high for this time of year, around 55. And you can see just how chilly this weather is. Even cooler in the Champaign area, 24 degrees with clear skies. North winds at 5 miles per hour, dropping the wind chill down to feel more like 18 degrees. The high today only making it up to 37. And tonight, overnight lows will get even colder, dropping to the teens in many locations. 17 for Bloomington, 16 for the Champaign area, about 19 for Decatur and Lincoln, and barely grazing that 20-degree range for Taylorville and also for Jacksonville. And right now you can see clear skies across central Illinois, but we will start to see some more cloud cover pulling in tomorrow ahead of a system that's going to bring us those chances for snow. That'll start Monday afternoon, clearing out early Tuesday morning. But Tuesday, that's actually going to be our coldest day this week. A slight warm up on Wednesday, but finally it's not going to be until Thursday when we start to see some actual warmer temperatures in there. And it's also going to bring us a chance of rain and even some thunderstorms possible. High pressure hovered over the area for most of the day today, giving us sunny skies. But as that slips off to our east, we see this system pulling in. We'll see that increase in cloud cover hitting mid-morning tomorrow. And finally, early in the afternoon is when we see those snow chances starting for the Springfield area, spreading east, affecting Champaign and Danville by about 3:45 Monday afternoon. This system hangs around into the evening hours, even lasting overnight. And finally, it starts to clear out on Tuesday, but we have just one more round of light snow hitting the western side of the state at about 7:30. Just behind that, though, high pressure moves back in, and that's going to bring us sunshine for most of the rest of the day on Tuesday. Now, our microcast breaks down how quickly this is going to move into the area. Already by about 8 a.m. on Monday, some light snow hitting our far western counties, but it doesn't draw into Springfield until about 1:30. It's going to be later in the afternoon and the evening hours when this really becomes widespread across the area. And of course, it looks like it's going to linger into the overnight hours. Of course, totals will be pretty unimpressive here, between a ½ inch and 1 inch of accumulation for most areas. Some of our southern counties could see slightly higher totals there. That will affect areas like Mattoon and Effingham. But as for Springfield, just under ½ an inch, for Decatur about ½ an inch, and closer to an inch for the Champaign area. As for tonight, though, just mostly clear and cold. 18 is your overnight low for Springfield, 17 in Champaign, with mostly clear skies and winds generally between 5 and 10 miles per hour. As for tomorrow, unimpressive daytime highs only climb to 38 in Springfield and 34 in Champaign. A little bit of sunshine early in the day, then an increase in cloud cover by mid-morning, followed by that chance of snow hitting in the afternoon hours. Of course, before that moves out early Tuesday morning, we could see up to an inch in some locations. Finally, a cold day on Tuesday, warming up slightly on Wednesday and getting to a seasonable range by Thursday. Chantel?
Christina, thanks. Still to come on 9 Side, deadly mudslide. The search to find those still missing in Washington State stopped for the evening. How many victims are still unaccounted for and why threats of further flooding are subsiding. The death toll in that massive mudslide in Washington has risen to 4 with the discovery of another body this afternoon. Search and rescue operations on foot resumed after experts determined the danger for workers had diminished enough to go back into the mud. ABC's Richard Cantu reports.
People in this rural Washington community are simply stunned by the extent of the damage from that wall of mud, rocks, and debris that wiped out part of their community.
The devastation, of course, is overwhelming, and I had a sense that we're going to have some hard news here.
After an aerial assessment of the scene, geologists determined the risk factor had decreased enough to allow first responders to resume searching through the miry mess for more than a dozen people still missing.
We didn't find anybody alive. We found one deceased victim, bringing the fatality rate at this time to 4 people total.
He said the victim is buried under so much mud, it will take some time to get the body out. Pictures from above show the scope. It looks as if the whole side of the mountain came crashing down, a slide measuring a square mile in size.
This is the carnage. This right here in front of me was the highway.
Nearly 30 homes gone or damaged. Several people hospitalized, including a 5-month-old child in critical condition.
There was a lot of commotion and a lot of people that were very scared. And
so, I don't know what supervisory means what.
Need prayers.
Officials say water backed up by the mudslide is starting to trickle out slowly, and that's good news, easing the threat of flash flooding.
Danger downstream is much less than it was last night.
Authorities expect to be able to reopen Highway 530 in days instead of weeks. And the search and recovery operation suspended due to darkness will resume Monday morning. Richard Cantu, ABC News, New York.
Lawmakers here in the U.S. calling for even more economic sanctions against Russia. This a result of the ongoing crisis in Ukraine, specifically in the Crimea region. After a meeting today in Kiev with Ukraine's Prime Minister, U.S. Senator Kelly Ayotte accused Russian President Vladimir Putin of stirring up unrest in Ukraine's east and then labeled the leader as a schoolyard bully. Ayotte recommended economic sanctions against Russia's entire financial sector and endorsed a stronger military presence by U.S. and NATO forces. U.S. Senator Dick Durbin, the number 2 Democrat in his chamber, recently returned from a visit to Ukraine. He says the country does not have the resources to push Russia out.
I'm not calling for any American troops in Ukraine. They aren't asking for any, but we should give them help. We can help them build up their own army, their own defense for their own nation. I think this is a government in Ukraine that wants to work closely with the United States, believes in free elections, moving toward our values.
Russia formally annexed Crimea last week, a move that many Western countries say is illegitimate. The U.S. and European Union have already imposed sanctions on Russia in the dispute, but leaders in Moscow appear unmoved. David Coy here. Now we're going to talk a little bit about sports. The game must go on, so even though it's cold, softball's still happening.
They're still out there. They're still playing. UIS was in a doubleheader. They came out on top. I'll show you how they did. Plus, the NIT second round, the Illini took on Clemson. A surprising end that swayed the game. That's next in sports. Illinois continues their postseason by going on the road to Clemson. The Illini have had a lot of luck on the road. Will their luck hold? Both teams go in. One team moves on to the semifinals. Second half, the Deep South. KJ McDaniels with the alley-oop. Tigers lead by 4. Later in the second, Ray Rice. He breaks through, finds the net. He had a nice day, 15 points. Under 4 to go, John Eakey from the corner drops in the 3. Illini rallying back. Closer to the end, Illinois leads by 1. Rod Hall, he drives. He's clutch. Clemson leads. Final seconds, Tracy Abrams puts it up, but he misses. Air ball. That's right. Illinois ends their season in heartbreaking fashion. They fall 50-49. We continue to the third round of the NCAA tournament, and we've had a number of upsets already. Whoever moves on will punch their ticket to the Sweet 16. Would we have a shocker? Well, pun intended. Kentucky takes on Wichita State. Starting in the second, James Young misses. Julius Randle, put back dunk. Well done. Wildcats up by down by 7. Later in the half, Fred Van Vliet gets it to Clay Anthony early. Finds the net. Shockers lead 56-55. Closer to the end. Down by 1, James Young puts it up. Nails the 3. They take the lead. Final seconds, Van Vliet. He tries. Misses the 3 at the buzzer. Kentucky pulls the upset and knocks off perfect Wichita State 78-76. It's 6 seed North Carolina taking on 3 seed Iowa State. Second half, J.P. Toccato. He stole it and he threw the hammer down. He fires up the heels. Later, NC up. Leslie McDonald misses. Well, that was Kennedy Meeks with the rebound and a putback. Heels up by 8. Iowa State fighting back. He went long. That was Naz Long. He got 3. Final seconds, DeAndre Kane. He drives. He's going to try for it. Finds the hoop. Cyclones have a 2-point lead with 1.6 seconds left, but Carolina tries to inbound. There are problems with the clock. Referees explain to the coaches, game over. Iowa State holds on. They win 85-83. Stanford, they took out the second seed Jayhawks 60-57. They move on to the Sweet 16. Mercer falls by 20 points to 11 seed Volunteers 83-63. And 12 seed Stephen F. Austin won't move on. They fell to 4 seed UCLA 77-60. 6 seed Baylor took down 3 seed Creighton 85-55. And top seed Virginia moves on. They dominated 8 seed Memphis 78-60. The Prairie Stars continue their weekend with even more doubleheaders. Yesterday, they were able to win in dramatic fashion by a walk-off home run in extra innings. Will they be able to do the same today? They host Wisconsin Parkside for a double dip. Top of the 7th, UIS down 6-4. Nice hit, and runners are waved. That's Mandy Smith. She tries, and she beats the throw home. Prairie Stars tie it up. Same inning. Watch for Shannon Bollinger on second. And then the wild pitch goes, but Bollinger, she able to steal at third. Later, it's Tess Lamb at the plate. She hit the nice single, and that brings in Bollinger. UIS finds the W and takes home Game 1, 7-6. They are also able to take home Game 2, 13-9. The Blackhawks have had success at home, winning the past 4 of 5 games. Tonight, they hope to have a 3-game winning streak. Blackhawks hosting the Predators. They have no love lost for these franchises. First period, Ryan Ellis with a slap shot, but it's redirected, but that was Mike Fisher. Predators are the first one on the board. Now in the second, Gabriel Burke chases it down, loses the puck, but he beats Corey Crawford, and the Predators stop the hopes. Nashville holds on. They win 2-0. And that about does it. Also, I want to let you know on Wednesday at 7:30, the All-Star boys basketball game will be held at Warrensburg High School. Players from the area will participate. We'll be right back with a final look at your forecast right after this.
So grab those coats once more.
Coats, hats, gloves, snow boots.
I like my earmuffs actually.
I know.
Hurting me. Prefer those.
Well, get ready for cold weather. It's going to stick around for the next couple of days. 38 is your high tomorrow with a chance of snow. Lasting from the afternoon through the overnight hours, we could see up to an inch of accumulation. Finally, though, temperatures rebound, get to a seasonable range by Thursday.
We won't have any problems driving, will we?
In sports, the bad thing, though, about March Madness is that it ends in April sadness for all but one team.
All but one team. Only one can have the title. There's always one. But we'll have more coverage tomorrow with the NCAA tournament.
Perfect. Sounds good. That's it for us on Nightside. Sunrise this morning starts tomorrow at 5 a.m. We hope you have a great week, everyone.